had a world of my own, everything would be nonsense. Nothing would be what it is, because everything would be what it isn't. And contrary-wise, what it is, it wouldn't be. And what it wouldn't be, it would. You see?
Welcome to Wonderland. Come in, have no fear.
Welcome to Wonderland, where self-discovery takes a curious and whimsical turn. This is Wonderland Unlocked, a journey into the heart of Wonderland itself, exploring the emotions, struggles, and personal growth that shape who we are. I'm Courtney, a peer support specialist with my own winding path through identity, emotions, and transformation. Inspired by my experiences and the lessons I've learned, I created this series to explore how the characters of Wonderland connect to our real-life challenges. In each episode, we'll shine a light on a different Wonderland character, uncovering what their story teaches us about ourselves. From Alice's search for identity to the Mad Hatter's chaos, the Treasure Cat's wisdom to the Queen of Hearts' fury, we'll explore what their journeys reveal about our own. So take a step down the rabbit hole, embrace the unexpected, and let's unlock Wonderland within.
Alice, sweetheart, it's time for tea. Alice? Alice?
Today, we're not focusing on the Mad Hatter, the Queen of Hearts, or even Alice herself. Instead, we're talking about someone who never actually makes it to Wonderland, Dinah, Alice's beloved cat. Dinah is more than just a cat. She's Alice's comfort, her anchor, her reminder of home. And that's exactly what we're exploring today, finding comfort, self-compassion, and emotional safety when the world feels overwhelming. If you've ever felt lost in your own Wonderland, spiraling, overstimulated, or disconnected from reality, this episode's for you. Dinah never goes to Wonderland, but she's always in Alice's thoughts. Whenever Wonderland becomes too much, Alice remembers Dinah, the way she curls up next to her, the sound of her purring. Dinah is Alice's way of grounding herself in familiarity when everything else feels strange. We all need our own versions of Dinah, a mental, emotional, or even physical anchor that helps us feel safe. Maybe it's a pet, a person, a place, or even a simple ritual like drinking tea or wrapping up in a favorite blanket. For me, one of my biggest Dinahs is my favorite blanket, my binaural beats in my headphone mask, and the scent of my essential oils. I can't tell you how many times I felt completely overwhelmed, overstimulated, like my thoughts were spinning out of control. But wrapping myself up in that blanket, it's like a hug from the universe. The binaural beats slow my racing thoughts, and the essential oils help signal to my brain that I'm safe. There was one night in particular when everything felt like too much. I was overstimulated, my emotions were all over the place, and I couldn't seem to settle myself down. I felt like Alice tumbling through Wonderland, unable to find solid ground. So I did the only thing I knew how. I created my own sense of safety. I curled up in my blanket, put on my headphone mask with the binaural beats, and took deep breaths with my essential oils in hand. Within minutes, my breathing slowed, my body relaxed, and I felt myself coming back to the present moment. We all have those moments where the world feels like too much. The trick is finding the things that bring us back home, to ourselves. What are the things that help you feel safe when the world feels too loud? What's your Dinah? What comforts you when life feels overwhelming? But what happens when we lose our sense of comfort? When we feel disconnected from our Dinah? From what makes us feel safe? This is where self-compassion comes in. Self-compassion is about treating ourselves the way that we'd treat a scared child, or even the way Alice treats Dinah. It's about recognizing when we're struggling and giving ourselves the same love and patience we'd give a dear friend. And let's be honest, I haven't always been good at this. There was a time when self-compassion felt foreign to me. I was stuck in a cycle of negative self-talk, being hard on myself for struggling, not handling things better. But one day I realized if I wouldn't talk to a friend that way, why was I talking to myself like that? And that's when I started using my affirmation station mirror. I wrote down reminders to be kind to myself, to speak to myself with the same gentleness I would offer to someone else that I love. Instead of saying, "Why are you struggling with this? You should be stronger," I started saying, "You are doing the best you can, and that is enough." And let me tell you, it wasn't easy at first. It felt weird, even forced. But the more I practiced, the more I realized that my words had power. The way I spoke to myself shaped the way I felt about myself. And little by little, those affirmations actually became a part of my essential dialogue. Say something kind to yourself right now, or comment with a self-compassionate thought. So, how do we create that feeling of safety in real life? Here are a few simple techniques that have helped me. Grounding with your senses. When I feel overwhelmed, I use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. Name 5 things you see, 4 things you feel, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell, and 1 thing you taste. It's a simple way to bring myself back to the present. Create a comfort ritual. For me, that's my binaural beats, my blanket, and my essential oils. What's yours? Maybe it's a cup of tea, lighting a candle, or listening to your favorite song. Journaling your safe space. Sometimes, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I write about what comforts me. I describe it in detail, where I'm at, what I see, how I feel. It helps remind my brain that safety is within reach. Self-talk. What would Dinah say? If you were your own Dinah, what would you tell yourself when you're overwhelmed? Maybe it's you are safe, you are loved, you are doing your best, or it is okay to not be okay. What's your comfort ritual? Share in the comments. Dinah never made it to Wonderland, but she was always in Alice's heart, reminding her of safety. And even when life feels like a Wonderland of chaos, we can find our own anchors, our own Dinahs, to keep us grounded. Well, we've come to the end of today's journey, but remember, just like Alice, every moment of confusion or chaos can lead us towards a deeper understanding and growth. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. If you've enjoyed this exploration, make sure to like, subscribe, and join me for the next episode, where we continue unlocking the secrets of Wonderland. And until then, remember to be kind to yourself, because, after all, you're the one in charge of your story. Yay me! Yay you! Yay us!